Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome to Wild Hearts. So I know that I actually just covered Back for Blood on No Hope, and I was not actually planning on doing another series for a while. But I was also not counting on an absolutely fabulous entry into the monster hunting genre to come out that I have enjoyed for the past 200 hours, and figured that I actually did want to cover the game for all of you. So, we're not on my main save. We'll be starting a new game. Is it? Yeah, playtime 177 hours on my main save. So we're going to be starting a new game to enjoy this campaign, and my plan, once we have completed the campaign, is to switch you guys over to my main save where I have already grinded all the things, because the grind in this game is actually pretty intense, although the secret gotcha end game grind is good for a laugh. It's like at least 70% of the reason that I'm like, F it, I'll just switch over. So, I'll be quiet to let the cutscene play. Okay, so as we're getting started here, I will kind of like apologize slash give my disclaimer that this is not a blind playthrough, but uh, after Outlast 2, it has kind of been my policy that I don't do blind playthroughs as a policy, because that was the most miserable, like, 16 hours that I have spent in a game, when I am much more the kind of person who wants to study, research, scope it out, and then present something nice and comprehensive for all of you. So, I have already played the campaign. I've beaten the end game. That was there at launch. Bob and I are actually still working on the first DLC monster. Or, well, let's be proper about it, Empress. Kemono. The first endgame kemono. Okay, so... Go on. Oh, God. Forgive me my embarrassment. Yes, please do forgive me, by the way. I am not a katana main. I know those of you who saw my Monster Hunter stuff will be shocked that I am not a katana main in Wild Hearts. My study for it showed me that there was a bow, so we are a bow main, and I'm going to be embarrassing until I can get Natsume to make me a bow here in just a little bit, but we do have to do the tutorial and the first monster before she will actually make me a weapon that I am not a legitimate embarrassment with. So, do forgive the katana gameplay. It's not... I tolerated it until I could have a bow made, and I have not actually done anything since. Okay, so, as a note here, guys, you can see you're given the opportunity to pet or slay. This is up to you, but I happen to know that for the food that I prefer, I don't actually need meat, and also it's a cute deer. So, I would rather not kill it, but if you do need the meat, you know, no judgment. Yeah. And mind you, that meat deals a lot with attack skills, so if you are somebody who is going to be focusing primarily on big DPS, then you probably would like the meat from the deer. I have made a lot of meat in my main save, but I don't tend to actually use it for anything. Like, I consistently find myself drawn to other things. It's like, you can take the girl out of Monster Hunter, and there is no immortal build in this game, but you can't quite take the Monster Hunter out of the girl. I find myself consistently drawn towards health and recovery skills for food, especially towards the end game, so I don't see any reason to hurt the cute deer.
You come from afar, do you not? Perhaps fate has had a hand in our paths crossing here. Let us talk a while. So, a visitor in the land of the East. You do realize Azuma is fraught with danger. Mountains and rivers, the source of their great power. Land shaped to their will. Yes, I speak of kemono, rampant in these parts. Few humans remain, driven from what is now kemono territory for lack of sustenance. Ha ha ha. Listen to me preaching to Buddha. For one look at you speaks volumes. The gauntlets that back your hands, the blade at your side. You are no stranger to kemono. You derive from an ancient clan, one that made kemono its business. You are a hunter, huh? Yes, the epitome of the hunter creed you are. And what am I, you ask? Aha, simple musician, of course. My name is Musina, shall we say? This is my visage. Underneath, there is nothing. And everything. Not a sight for the faint-hearted. Still, we are here to talk not of me, but of you. I wish to know every detail. From whence did you arrive in this land? Life in the capital is hard for a hunter, The samurai make war there, I hear. Sadly, the days of hunters being revered in Hinamoto are long gone. To the west, samurai battle not kemono, but each other. Hunters facing hunger these days are many. Some have turned their hands to farming, others to thieving. I can well imagine. Hunting is in danger of becoming a lost art. Slowly but surely, towns and villages are shunning their hunting heritage. So you leave your home and travel to Azuma by yourself, yet pursue a life as a hunter still. Why? What compels you to hunt? A riddle almost zen-like. But be warned. Many who seek such an answer find quietus before clarity. Are you one of the many? Or the few? Ha! Forgive me. With age, a curious compulsion to counsel comes. Well, it is clear to me now. You have a strong will. And where there is a will, there is a way. Your goals may yet change. Recall as you journey on. A hunter yields not. Yes, Azuma may well be the place for you. Anyway, enough of this lengthy commerce. Your nabe pot has had ample time to stew. I will disturb you no more. You have a hunger to satisfy.
Okay, so right about here is where my teeny tiny audience should thank me that I have previewed this game already, and more or less know what I am doing, because nothing would take me so long on a first try as me trying to go through all of the damned character creation options myself for the very first time. Okay, so I think that we're as good as we're gonna get for now. So complete my character creation with a little power of editing so that I don't have to put you guys through the process that even though I've done it once before, I have managed to still spend an inordinate amount of time on character creation. As I always do.
Tell me, do you have a destination in mind? Or might I offer a suggestion? East of the sacred mountain here, beyond the old blossom trail known as the Harugasumi Way, lies Minato, a small town where the few hunters that remain in Hinomoto gather. With its inhabitants, you may perhaps share. It draws near. You recognize the signs, of course. The land consumed by the territorial craving of the kemono. Before long, you will be trapped. A lone hunter, frozen solid in a natural ice house. Spoken like a true hunter. Do you feel it? The quarry is close. This will be the measure of your mettle.
Okay, well, back to being embarrassing with the Karakuri katana. And embarrassing, I promise you I shall be, in spite of actually having...
This is a true hunt now. The hounds are here. Time to put your skills to the test.
So, in case you're wondering, thinking that this looks almost competent, I would like to shout out and link Hollow's Karakuri Katana guide on the Rage Gaming channel, who helped me out with a simple and spammable combination that I could use to just hit a couple of buttons to win until it can give me a bow. I'm sorry, talking over Mujina there, but I think it's important to give credit where credit is due. This would be even uglier if there wasn't a comprehensive guide on this weapon on the Rage Gaming channel to help me out until I can have the weapon that I actually understand. Alright, next thing I'm going to bring your guys' attention to, again, these guys, I refuse to kill, they're way too cute, but they give you meat if you do kill them. So, just like I said, I'm deep into the end game now in my game, and I just don't find myself choosing all of the meat that I've prepared. I almost always go for fish or grain, so I don't feel the need to stock up. Okay, you guys, ready for one of the look at one of our, like, big bads for later in the game? Meet the Deathstalker. The best thing about this Deathstalker is that there is no condition for losing. None. Let's see if it goes any better the second time around. Could you stop? So this combination, comprising of X and right trigger, or square and right trigger, that I keep doing is you remain a bastard, you know that? It's lucky that there's really no condition for losing, because get this melee weapon out of my hands. If Monster Hunter has taught me anything, it's that I belong to the ranged crowd. Fortunately, like I said, Deathstalker, you cannot lose to Deathstalker because the point is that you're about to lose. So he can beat me up all he wants while I fumble clumsily with a perfectly valid weapon in the hands of somebody who even kind of understands it. Okay. Hello, Earthbreaker. Congratulations to us, we have completed the tutorial section, but it's still gonna make me fight an actual kemono with stakes before I can have my weapon. Which I'm pretty sure is BS. I say that jokingly, of course. It makes total sense within the story. It's just me griping because I'm terrible with melee weapons in Monster Hunter type games.
Wanting still. Yet a thread of hope remains, perhaps. Let it weave this seed into your soul. Let the spirits in the karakuri join your own. Let them drive you to hunt. For that is your destiny. Find Minato. Find the home of the hunters. Only there will your journey truly begin.
Okay, and we're off. There's finally some things that we can collect, which will be... And of course, it intends for us to actually not be at minimal health. Enter car courage tutorial. You guys, one of the most important tips I can give you about this game in general is do not ignore the Karakuri. If you are like me and you come from a Monster Hunter background, it is really easy to believe that the Karakuri do not make that much of a difference, and want to just wail on the weapon with... wail on the kemono with your weapon. But the Karakuri actually make a huge difference. And you're going to see that as we go along and we start unlocking the fusion Karakuri, that I spam them like it's my freaking job. So even though it feels like kind of a weird system at first, especially if you're just from a Monster Hunter background where it's just me, my bow, and the monster, and I don't need to put extra steps into it, I promise you that the Karakuri are important and do matter. And I would also, again, because I'm going to link Hollow's video, the Rage Gaming channel does have a comprehensive guide for all of the weapons. And it is worth it to learn them, know which ones are good for you. In particular, the Karakuri staff and the bow seem to be particularly strong. But Bob plays the Bladed Wagasa and has a great time with it. And again, thank you, Hollow, for teaching me this simple and spammable combo that I can just repeat with the katana ad nauseum until I win. There's no higher strategy involved here. It's just a solid combo for somebody who is just, like, white-knuckling it until I can build my own weapon. Okay. Other really important things to keep in mind. You're going to see when we start, getting into the game proper that I do spend a lot of time actually manually walking to the destination because it gives me a chance to grab resources on the way. And one of the things that I have noticed about this game in particular is that there is a heavy element of grind. Okay. So actually taking the time to manually walk is a good thing because it lets you just snag food and resources on the way. And that will minimize the amount of time that you need to actually stop playing the game, period. And how should I have this set up? Oh, I need to unblock the dragon pet, right. This is, again, another part of the grindy elements of the game is finding your dragon pits and unlocking them and upgrading them. Is, again, very important as I'm getting ahead of myself with trying to get a camp set up that I don't have to completely reorganize later. Can I just tuck this away in the back? Okay. Good deal. And here's our first proper kemono. Meet the Rage Tail. Alright, so that is going to trigger then our first objective, which is to hunt the Rage Tail to protect the camp. along the way here, as I said, we are going to just take our time and gather some resources on the way. Yes, I know. Raid Shell is big mad. Very big mad. Another point in the early encounter here is that you do have generous iframes in this game, and the game expects you to be blocking. I'll be honest, it's a little bit nonsense that it immediately latched me into combat, so I can't just eat some of the millet that I just grabbed. But we'll have a chance. As I proceed to tell you all about how important dodging is, and then demonstrate it by not dodging. Like it. Again, I fully and completely blame this totally adequate weapon. I forget how to unbind my katana. That's a problem. How does one... So we're just gonna eat a couple of the millet that I just grabbed, just for the extra insurance. And, like, to be honest, it's a total waste. Because Rage Tail should not be that difficult for somebody who's spent time with Rage Tail. So I can now conjure more Dragon Curry here. Okay, so we're going to take a quick little detour. I do attempt to emphasize the quick part. Not just to grab some food, but I think, if my memory serves, and to be fair, it may not, that there should be a Tsukumo right over here. There is, yes. Befriend, little guy. Now, if I'm not very much mistaken, hey, you're not gonna let me get up there, are you? Yeah, you're gonna let me get up. Okay. Question is, where is it? Because one of the other things that you guys are going to want to do is to really pay attention to your... Yeah, there he is. Pay attention to your surroundings and explore is very important. Because the amount of Tsukumos that you find will directly impact your thread count. And I do know where a few of them are. And again, like I said, you do not want to ignore your Karakuri. You want to be finding these Tsukumos as best you can, as early as you can. There's another one, but I'm not actually sure I can get to it with, There's another one that I'm not sure I can get to with the katana. I know I could manage to get to it with the bow. But on the upside, like I said, we do need food to fund our hunts. Okay, so the ambition is right down there. Yeah, didn't let me. I tried to draw my weapon. Let's try that one more time. I won't waste too much time on this because I know for a fact I can get to it with my bow. But, you know, I do enjoy my thread count, and if I can manage to get to these guys early, that would be to my benefit. Why can't I draw my weapon there? It says it's right trigger. Okay, I just need to draw my weapon in the air and it'll work. It's just not cooperating with me. Don't worry, Rage Tail. I promise I haven't forgotten you. I just really want these Tsukumos, and I want them early, and I want them now. If not, it'll be no big thing to get to them soon, but... And there's, as I recall, no way to do it this way. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get up there. Okay. Fuck it. I can get it with a bow. As soon as we have a bow. Well, we'll just grab our things and actually track this Rage Tail, shall we? Which doesn't seem to actually want me to know what the path is, but whatever. There's another little guy. If you look on top of the shrine gate, you can see that Tsukumo. Again, you can get to it. I can get to it as soon as I have my bow. I say very confidently because I've done it once before, but it did not take a short amount of time. So we will make note that those three guys are there, and we want to come back for them as soon as we can. Because the more of these cute little Tsukumos we find, the better off our situation will be. As I said, Rage Tail should not be hard, by any means. Which I guess was a small act of mercy for the devs before you were allowed to choose the weapon that you think will suit you best. And again, like, this is very, very important, guys. Any dragon pits that you find, you need to activate, or at least make a note and activate them as soon as you can. I wish you could actually hear how much I'm straining to remember where these guys are. I don't remember what button actually unbinds this katana. Look, this would be over by now if I could remember what the actual, like, unbind is. Well, doesn't matter. Rage Tail is done. Okay. 11.5 minutes. Could be worse. Can I harvest these? No. Okay, so now the objective is to make sure the woman is safe at camp, but we're gonna take just a quick second to swing through here for any goodies, because I seem to recall there was a Tsukumo around here. I feel so strongly there was a Tsukumo right around here. Of course, I could be wrong. Perhaps my memory is flawed. Yeah, well, we're gonna drop down here and get this healing tree, this ancient tree. It'll give us a chance to grab a little bit more ore and stuff on the way. Okay, we're gonna start gradually making our way back towards the camp here. But we do want to, even if we can't activate these, we want to at least touch them so that we can find them later. I sworn this was the site of another one, but you're asking my goldfish brain to remember 200 different Tsukumos, and yeah, that's good luck with that. Oh, that's actually 2 small mist crystals, so we're actually going to backtrack and activate that. Because the point of the dragon pits is that it allows you to have more dragon karakuri, and the more dragon karakuri that you have available, the more energy you have available, the better your camp can be. So getting these up and running as efficiently as you can is very important. Okay. So once let's go that way, we're going to peel up this way, because there's more millet up here, and just for the record, in my estimation, millet is one of the strongest foods that you can start with. It doesn't give you any special skills, it's just a flat health buff, but we do want to at least be running around here, grabbing core stone and all of that good stuff. And we want to touch the dragon pit, even though we can't activate it yet. And the point of coming up here was this little guy that actually Bob and I completely missed until we were like really cleaning up the maps in the late game. And we'll head back towards camp, I suppose. And like I said, guys, just for the record, if you open your map, you can, in fact, just fast travel back. But the game is very grindy and resource intensive, and you are going to want resources. So it is heavily my recommendation, good, that you actually take the time to walk around the map and collect these by hand. You know, it's slower than just fast traveling back, but if you're looking to get your game off to a simple start, this is... Where's a plum scent crystal? That's from actually beating a kemono. Okay. And like I said, all of these herbivores are free meat if you happen to be attack boost aficionado. There's a lot of meat at the Nanohana field. I don't tend to go for meat, so we're just running through to grab these Sukimos that I happen to know about. Because the more you upgrade your little Sukimo friend, the more you can, the more thread you can carry, and the more thread you can carry, the more fusion spam you can do. And we're not going to get to our first, like, really good fusion for a little bit, but we still want to be planning ahead and searching around and grabbing these whenever we can. For now, I'm going to move the story forward because I want to check my audio and, get my bow so I can get to these guys that would technically be out of reach until we got the flying vine, but my bow allows me some agility in the air that's going to let us get those a little early.
You're a hunter? You must have saved me. How can I possibly repay you? I'd be dead by now if it wasn't for you. Sorry, I'm Natsume, a blacksmith from Minato, the small town just beyond here. I came to collect materials, but I must have been knocked out when that kemono attacked. That's the last I remember. Oh, really? I'd be glad to show you the way in that case, only... Well, a single look saves 100 questions, as they say. Come with me. There was a bridge there, you see? Linking the Harugasumi Way here to the other side. That's where Minato is. It must have collapsed with that big tremor before. I suppose it was the tremor that scared the kemono and made it jump out in front of us. Oh! This is bad. I have to find Ujishige-san. Yes, that's right. He only came with me because I insisted. If the worst has happened, Wait. You're a hunter, though. So presumably you earn a living taking on hunting missions? Would you track down Ujishige-san for me? I'll do what I can to help as well, of course. Arigato. I won't forget this. It was a Kohakunushi that attacked us. The Minato hunters call them sap scourge. They're always causing trouble. You'll need a decent weapon to take it on. But I might be able to help with that. We blacksmiths can't fight kemono, but give me a workbench and I'll hone any weapon you can throw at me. So, shall we head back to the camp? Gather our thoughts?
Yes, we shall head back to camp and gather our thoughts.
I wonder if there's anything here I can use as a makeshift workbench. If only I had an anvil, I could make myself useful.
Oh, it actually wants me to learn at this point. Okay. So, with that, we need to actually unlock the field forge. I actually can get the drying rack, too. So we're going to do that. And that. Okay. Sweet. So then I can... I wish you would move, lady. You're, like, desperately in the way right now of how I want this camp to be set up. Yeah, I just will set it over here for now. We can always move it later.
An anvil? Out of thin air? That must be some sort of karakuri power. Sugoi. Right. Now I have an anvil. I can make myself useful. Luckily, the tools I brought with me weren't damaged, so all I need is materials, and then I should be able to make you a bow and arrow or sword or something. Probably not quite what you're used to, but I'm sure I can come up with something that suits. Could I maybe have a look at that karakuri katana of yours? I'd love to dismantle it and find out exactly how it works. Don't worry, I don't mean right now. First, we have to find Ujishige-san and a way back to Minato. Let's talk about it then.
Talk about it then we will, but for now, use the forge. First, I want to change equipment. And actually use the layered armor that I have for the set. And then I want to have a weapon forge.
Which
please.
one are we talking about?
Please, desperately. Right now. And equip that immediately. And then just for the time being, I'll go on ahead and do that. Just for now. Actually can do that, but we'll just do that. The middle tree is not at all what we're going for, but
Do
I care about anything from Rage Tail? I forgot. Yes. Rage Tail will be decent for now. And just for the record, thread file announce increases the amount of karakuri thread that you can extract in one go from the hunter's arm, which we're going to be using a lot of. So we're going to go on ahead and right away take those because that's just going to be useful to us in getting more thread.
With some more materials, I could
And
make
on
you
that
some
note,
very
lords and
strong
ladies,
armor.
I think that is where we're going to call episode 1. we have our bow, and we have our mission. Ujashige is in trouble, and we have his outskirts to deal with. But for now, I'm going to make sure my audio is actually working, and then we will get right into the, continuation of the prologue here. So for now, I will thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next episode.